Income. How much? Accountant and Geltrude and Company founder Dan Geltrude is here. He's known as America's accountant. Dan, let's get right to it. A lot of people think, oh, well, it was government bonds and I lent them the money. Okay, so I got some interest from that. They don't realize they got to pay taxes on that.
Of course they do. So let's go through an example here, Liz. Let's say you took a $10,000 T-bill. You took it over 3 months. Let's make the math easy. Let's put it at 5%. And you roll that 4 times in the year. So you have it through the whole year. That's going to result in about $500 of interest income, which is ordinary income. So if you are in the highest tax bracket, federal tax bracket, at 37%, you're talking about $185 of federal tax. So you're going to net about $315. But the good news is that those T-bills are exempt from state tax. So you are getting some benefit there, but still, you got to pay at those ordinary rates, Liz, and they could be high.
Yeah, it could. You know, I'm holding in my hand a 1099 form. This is an interest form. It's one of the most popular ways, obviously, for buying T-bills is through the treasurydirect.gov website. I have done it. You don't pay any fees. It's the best way to do it. Yet the site does not take the time to email you the 1099 form. You have to be proactive, correct?
Yeah, you do. And you know what, Liz? That's where the problems occur. Because what happens is people forget about those 1099s. So if you happen not to be proactive and you don't record that 1099 INT, what ends up happening is you file your return, you forget that interest income you have, and then you get one of those little love notes from the IRS that says, you owe us more tax, and as an additional gift, how about some interest on that, and not to mention the penalties. So this is really a burden on the taxpayer that people aren't thinking about.
Well, wait a minute. Let me just say that I went on treasury.gov. You check in occasionally, and it says, you have a little message here. And you click on that, and it shows you how much interest you made and that you owe taxes on it. So, yes, y'all have to take more control of your own finances. I'm against, forcing the government to help all of us. We got to learn how to help ourselves. So I do understand the point of view, but let Fox Business be here to tell you, you have to be more proactive. What are some of the most common mistakes you see people making when it comes to filing their tax forms, aside from forgetting about the 1099 on their interest?
Well, that's a big one. 1099s in general is one of those things that people always get in trouble with because they forget about them. So again, you get that notice from the IRS. What happens here is, as crazy as it sounds, people don't check the math when they're doing their tax returns, when they're putting all that information together. So you have math errors. You have people who don't know the right filing status, single, married filing jointly, married filing separately, head of household. All those things have an impact on your tax filing. And also, listen, consider filing online. This whole thing with paper just adds to more problems, Liz. So those are the things that you got to be on top of.
Dan, you're really understandable. I appreciate that for our viewers who get all verklempt, when they're filing their taxes. Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Liz.
Dan.